Hey readers, this is Leonard95. Welcome back to the channel, rating books from 0 to 10. Right now, I just finished to read the Edgar Allan Poe tale, The Premature Burial, which is a tale that really like it to me. So let's get started. It says, there is time so horrible to be fictions. We feel sorrow for the most intense pain. We feel sorrow for the passage of the Beresima, the earthquake in Lisbon and the plague in London, and the massacre of the Saint Bartholomew. We have to be thankful that the people suffer individually and not in a group. To be buried alive, it's one of the terrific things. The sensation divide the life from the dead. The dead are shadows and vague that we don't know about superstitions. For him, the dead is a temporal pause. In the meantime, where is the soul? The conclusion is the priori cause and priori cause effects. Okay. There are some testimonies or a medical experience that prove that this happens in many places and in mostly occurred in different situations. He cites as an example of the wife of a respectable city in the city of the Baltimore. This respectable um, city has a wife who has a illness and the doctors couldn't conclude what was the illness and she died. Apparently she died. The lady was deposited in a vault of her family during 3 years. When he opened it, alas, the sarcophagus was with rasged, and the husband opened it, and he was surprised for what he saw. The investigation concluded that the skeleton got back from life while she was buried there 3 days after, and she wanted to escape. She wanted to escape, but it was impossible because she was in a boat. In 1880, a living unhappiness happened in France. The heroine is named Victoire Lafourcade, a millionaire who has many pretenders, and all of them wanted to be her boyfriend. However, she got in love with Juliette Bonset, a poor literature man of Paris that she loved. However, he rejected him and he got married with the Monsieur Ronel the cast because millionaire with millionaire. So that's conclude. However, this person doesn't appreciate this woman, and sometimes she slapped her and got an illness and suddenly she died. When Juliette Bousset knows about the history, knows about her wife, her love is buried, she runs desperately and with the decision to take her hair and appreciate one more time for the last time. However, when he was opening the sarcophagus, he took the cadaver and suddenly she opened the eyes. What a surprise! Just imagine it. Suddenly, she becomes more healthier and she recovered very well. They decided to to travel to New York, but to travel out of France. But after 10 years, they returned. And she thought that no one will recognize her. But when her husband, the Monsieur Renner, who was a banker, recognized it, and they took the case to the jury. The jury says that he didn't take care when he was with her, and now this case is dismissed, and he can be with Juliette Besser, right? The Surgical Journal of Leipzig, a periodical high authority, has that someone in America has to solve it, related live officer of artillery who received a contusion that he had and hit the head, and it was fractured. He was bled and suddenly he was died, or apparently died. One day, on Sunday to be exactly, the cemetery was with many visitors. An old man was sitting upon the grave. Suddenly he felt a contortion of the air. No one paid attention to him, but after many minutes, many people started helping him because it was the news in the cemetery and the coffin was partially uplifted. After that, he was declared live but asphyxic condition. Suddenly, he related the adventure in the tomb. He had heard the footsteps, and the sound has awake him, but he saw the awful horror of his positions, and he tried to escape, and he did, right? However, as he was unconscious, his the doctors decided to make the galvanic battery. Mentioning the galvanic battery, it goes to a memory of a young attorney in London who has been interred for 2 days in 1933. The patient, Mr. Edward Stempleton, has died of typhus fever upon his decease. The friends requested the the doctors who studied the disease, but the friends rejected. However, the doctors paid some people who steal the cadavers from the cemetery, and they got an agreement. So they decided to study in the galvanic battery to these persons. They suggested to apply the battery in the chest. However, one doctor insisted more than the other in the pectoral muscles, and the patient suddenly wake up, walks and talk for some moment, but what he talks, no one understands. But the most important thing is that he was alive. There are so many stories that he relate, and he can continue, but right now he want to talk about his situations, what he suffers, the terrible events, the oppression of the lungs, as different forms of the absolute unknown, the presence of the conquered world. These things, with the memory of the friends who will fly to save us, the considerations are nightmare. We know we don't know nothing with the agony. This topic is so profound and we combine the truth. He's he's defining this disease as a illness that he suffered. What I have to tell right now is the personal experience. For several years he was declared he suffered a disorder named catalepsy. But all his friends who surrounded knew about this issue, and of course they were for him, but this person would know about the catalepsy didn't distinguish between the state of suffering or what is the absolute death. The knowledge of the friends will save him, as I say or mentioned before, because the friendships is something unique, and all his friends who know about this issue will save him. However, the untrusted world about his own case, he said, my friends didn't want to me. So if I suffer a catalepsy and my friends didn't help, what can I do? And he avoided. So he decided to modify his own tomb because in his imagination it was the death, it was the premature burial, it was the solitary life, and, and this continued fighting in him. So suddenly he fall in this catalepsy, and in this catalepsy trance he heard a voice that says, arise, arise. I didn't know bind there arise, and who I demand. And he asked, who are you? And he said, in the relation which I habit, I don't have a name, but I was a man, I was a bad man. You can sleep while all these agonies of these people in these graves are worrying you. Get out and see the spectacular show that is presented. But alas, this conversation with a sombrous feature of the obscurity awakened him from the burial voice, and he felt these fantasies as killing him. He, um, the circumstances, the positions, the elaborate his own tomb. Of course, all of those situations are killing him. As I say again, the catalepsy it becomes with desperation, produces more desesperations, and that is the examples. When he awake, His lips were burned up, usually with dead people. He violently took their arms with the wrists crossed. I couldn't respond, and he said, I am in a coffin. But how when I am in the coffin? I wasn't in the crypt that I made for me, and I think I was far from home, and these people has taken me to a normal coffin as normal people. So he tried to find the cordon that attached him to a ring bell. However, he didn't find, and the conclusion is he wasn't in his own tomb. He said, the night comes with a torment. The adventure occurred near Richmond in Virginia and the James Rivers. I was in expedition with friends, and a torment appeared, and they decided to stay in a small in a small in a small canoe where, of course, where all of the voices that he has already heard, it was the crew, and right now he was tranquil, okay, because everything, it was just his imagination. He woke up and he made right exercises very hard, and he forget about everything about his catalepsy. He forget about all the things related to death, and right now he has a new life, forgetting all these things. However, someday we will perish. Someday. And that is the tale of Edgar Allan Poe, which I conclude is one of the most amazing tales because you see this character which is afraid, which is always surrounded in negative themes, the negative situations, to be buried alive. Even he built his own cemetery park. However, the friendships didn't work. So all the circumstances surrounded him. He has to apply something new, and he faced what he really hated is to be buried alive. He hated. After that he faced it, he decided to live a new life. So that is what I like it the most because you see this character is afraid, then he faced it, then he decided to forget all about his weakness, and that is the premature burial of Edgar Allan Poe. And let me know in the comments what is your favorite part of this tale, and see you in the next video. Bye.